Yeah, we are ready.
I
I
am
love it.
ready. At first I was like, should I put it on? It's a little bit too risque, but I was like, you know what? Just fuck it and go with it.
It's the perfect time. It's the perfect time. I got my leather. Yeah, we're ready.
Mhm. And I know I have this shirt. It has leather on it, but I'm like, oh, I didn't want to be too risque because I'm just a little cutesy bunny.
Right, right. You gotta keep it sweet.
I was gonna put on my doggy mask one, but like it's too hot. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Boudoir Banter, and I'm Detoxx Busti-AE, and I'm bringing you to the boudoir. And this week, you may notice something a little bit different, or someone a little bit different. I have a special guest.
Macuto, I'm bringing the banter today.
Oh, so thank you, Macuto, for joining me. Like I was saying, Christian is out on some TV production project, which, not supposed to be talking about. But unfortunately, he could not join us today. But the show must go on,
It must go on. Busy, busy, busy. Our boy's busy, but I'm here to represent.
right? I'm having too much fun with this.
I don't know if that's the intention, but that works just fine.
Yo, if I go to one of these parties and I'm dressed up like this, I don't think I'll be able to take myself seriously because I'll be such a fool. Such a fool.
But you know what? That's the idea. The idea is to free yourself, to relax and enjoy.
Okay. Work. Oh, look at my Black Lives Matter tattoo. It just fits right in place.
Yeah.
So, Makuto, tell me, have you been watching the rest of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18? I know you joined us for a few episodes, but have you kept on watching?
Unfortunately, I have. No, I'm joking. Yes, I continue to watch. This is my favorite show. You guys know that already. So I can look away.
Okay, work. And unfortunately, we saw Kenya's gone, and I felt like you were Kenya's number one fan.
I don't know about number one fan. I could still not answer if she could please me, but she could definitely entertain me. I miss this girl for sure. She was beautiful and just fun to have around.
Okay. And last week we saw that Discord landed in the bottom and she got eliminated. Now tell me, do you think Discord should have been in the bottom? And did she lose that lip sync?
Um, Definitely lost the lip sync. She lip sync against Juicy, so we know she's gonna
Mm-mm. It
destroy a
wasn't
lip
Juicy. It
sync.
was Nene.
It
No,
was
she lip
Nini.
synced against
Yes,
Nene.
yes.
Yes.
Well, even better, yeah. Nini is a great competitor, a great lip syncer. She showed that last episode. So I do think she unfortunately lost that lip sync. But Discord definitely brought something different to the season and the whole franchise. She was making her
Mhm.
name proud, and she will be missed for sure.
And honestly, like, I think, in the beginning when you first joined, I was not a fan of Discord. But I have to say, Discord really grew on me. And I grew to, like, really enjoy her drag. And I felt like she would have did so good in this challenge because it was like a whole, like I don't know, improv. And as we see in the Snatch game, she was actually really good.
She ended up being great for this kind of challenges. So I would have also enjoyed watching her. I do agree. She definitely grew on me as well. So
Mhm.
we will be missing her looks, her walks, and her delusion.
Right? Okay. So it is a new week in the workroom. The girls went backstage. They talked about all of the stuff that happened last week. And, right before we see RuPaul come in, I was a little bit pissed off, right? Because the rules are gone. And RuPaul was being very inconsistent. But in the last 2 weeks, they were very consistent with the rules. And then now I'm like, RuPaul, where are the rules?
They're gone, which makes me think that I was absolutely right to not even pay attention. There were too many numbers for me to remember, and there's no way Mama Ru, knowing her fandom, was expecting us to make something out of these equations.
So, I actually saw a post that said, I think last year, back in March, when RuPaul was on TikTok or like Instagram, she was making these videos. And the one about like teach your children well and something they'll steal your purse, that was actually a saying that she said on one of her videos last year, right? So I do think there is some type of connection that is going to happen that we're going to see later on.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna come back and catch us by surprise.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So, anyways, since RuPaul didn't give us no rules, RuPaul walked in the room and she tells the girls that it is going to be a good old fashioned bitch fest. And it's going to be with puppets, because why? Everybody loves puppets.
Everybody loves
So
puppets.
basically, so basically, the girls had to reach into the little hole, the glory hole, and foreshadowing this entire episode in the runway. They had to reach in the glory hole, pick out a doll that looks like the other girls, and then do an improv comedy challenge. What I'm going to say about this challenge, I'm going to keep it very short and very brief. I'm not going to go into individual girls. It sucked. It sucked. It was horrible. It was bad.
I I really hate that the best part of the challenge is how much the puppets look like the drag queen they're supposed to represent or not. It's literally the best part. It was so fun to see how much Darlene's puppet looked just like her, if not better. She was gagged herself, and this is about it about this challenge. Do we need it? I don't think so. What does it show us? I know even less.
But I think this was like a good challenge because RuPaul was trying to see if the girls could improv, come up with jokes. Because one, we already saw the snatch. I mean, the reading challenge, the one that started that sucked. The snatch game, it was decent, but these girls are not funny. Even
They are they
the
are
roast.
not comedy queens. I agree. Some of them are funny, in their own way, but they are not comedy queens. They don't um this is not their forte, unfortunately.
So, anyways, we see that RuPaul tells the girls that this week's main challenge is going to be basically an impromptu challenge where the girls are going to be different versions of a Karen, right? And the part I love about this challenge is RuPaul says that she is going to be their scene partners. And I don't know, secretly, I love when RuPaul gets into these challenges and starts acting up and acting a fool. But I'll be
Yeah.
nervous as
Oh,
hell. Would you be nervous?
absolutely. Imagine this is the main person I'm here trying to impress, and he's gonna be my scene partner. Yes, the result is gonna be even funnier, but this will definitely bring the pressure up. I don't know how
Uh
I would
huh.
perform in a situation like this. I would probably freeze.
I feel like low key I would freeze too, but knowing RuPaul loves to have a good time. And you could be the worst at the actual challenge, but if you're making RuPaul laugh, RuPaul would say yes, girl, and eat it all up, as we will see later.
Mama Ru will bring it up in you.
Right? So, right off the back, when they told him there's going to be an improv challenge, I thought Juicy, I was worried for her, like, right away. And I was
Yeah,
like, damn, girl, like, you are not going to do well.
there will be no music to dance to, so it was definitely interesting to see how she was gonna make it happen.
Yeah, so, I was worried for the girls, but let's see how they
So
do. First up, we see the parking spot Karen, played by Miss Juicy. What did you think of her character and playing the parking spot Karen?
this was a surprise. She ate that up. This was really good, and I could definitely relate to this because this is like our titis or our moms. This was very familiar to me. I see this every day, and maybe I am like this sometimes too. You know, she brought a fire to the character that was really impressive, and to learn who this was inspired by was even better. The diva from Cuba, Niurka, and if you don't know her, you better get to this diva.
Right? I was really proud of Juicy, but and I think this is what she should have been doing this whole season, like leaning into her spicy Latina side, because I feel like there she feels very comfortable, and when you feel comfortable, you're able to bring everybody else to enjoy that moment. So I was really
Yes.
proud of Juicy,
This was really good. And let me
and
ask you this. Do you think this is what Mama Ru meant when she kept bringing up that she didn't know who Juicy was? Maybe she was
a
like
thousand
missing
percent,
that Latin fire to just spice it all up. Because we know she loves that.
yeah. And you know what I'm gonna say is I feel like Juicy, and again, this is me making a speculation. I feel like Juicy grew up in the drag roller performance in the world where it's being dominated by white people. I think she felt like she had to impress white people and hide her Latin essence, and not
Okay.
realizing that's what makes you different and unique. And I feel
Yeah.
like she was also putting on this show for white America, white audience. And I'm like, girl, just be
Interesting.
yourself. Give me your
Be
culture,
yourself.
right?
Right. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's like if I wanted to check off this accent or this personality, just what makes us us. And it's not just about being Latin, it's about being yourself. It's representing who
Yeah.
you are, where you come from, what makes you. I'm old enough to know this is a big part of who I am. So there's no point in trying to pretend I'm other than a Dominican papi, for example. You know what I mean? That's just
Oh.
who I am. So, yeah, you heard that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I've grown to learn that this is what makes you unique, as you're saying.
Hmm. And it's the same thing with me. Like even with my drag, like I really play up that Caribbean essence because I am Caribbean, I am Jamaican, so I'm gonna
Yes,
bring that to the audience because they're gonna love it and eat it up. So good job to
exactly.
Juicy.
Yes, great
Oh,
job.
before we move on though, she was a wig repeater. Wig
Wig repeater,
repeater.
wig repeat alert.
Right? This was like the
You
third or
got
fourth
her.
time we've seen that wig. Yeah, because like she wore it in that challenge where she did the acting. She wore it on stage for the Celia Cruz look. And then what's her name? Her mother, Athena, wore it for the Snatch game, and now it's on
Okay,
stage again. Girl,
okay. So
that
wait,
wig had
I get it though. This is her acting wig then, and we get a great performance every time this wig is on. So we might have to let it
that's
pass.
true. This wig has been on RuPaul's Drag Race more time than Didi Fuego and Mandy Mango.
Combined.
Come on.
Wow. Wow. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mandy Mango and Didi Fuego.
Right? But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to the shoplifting Karen, which was by Darlene. So honestly, I didn't feel like Darlene was really being a Karen. Like I think she was funny acting. I think this is what happened a couple of weeks ago when she did the comedy roles. Like she wasn't being funny, she wasn't delivering, she was just being stupid and silly. And despite her not living up to the challenge, she was making RuPaul laugh. RuPaul was breaking character. And I was like,
Yes.
yeah,
This was improv. This was true improv. Bantering with each other, just making it work, laughing at themselves together. This was funny. And um, this is Darlene doing Darlene, which is being stupid. And this works. And this has taken her this far and it's gonna continue to push her far
hmm
because she's funny her own way. This is what we were saying before. She's staying true to who she is, and it's making us laugh and Rue laugh, most importantly.
Yeah. And RuPaul also broke character doing it. The one little funny part that I liked was when RuPaul picked up like the dark shade of makeup, and RuPaul was like, "This is not even your color," and Darlene was like, "It looks like yours."
It looks like
I
you're.
was just,
So maybe she was shoplifting, thinking of other people because that was a nice lady. This is very true to who Darlene is. She's just come off as a very nice, genuine, fun person, and it definitely showed in this character. Look at her getting
uh huh,
a shade that's closer to Rue than Eva herself.
yeah. And I think this is why RuPaul loves her. Um. So next up, we had the Traffic Stop Karen by Mikey Meeks. What did you think of Mikey's Traffic Stop, Karen?
Um, this was good, and how I knew this was a good bit is because it made me think of a show. It made me think of like a real production, which is, I saw it's reminding me of something. And then my partner mentioned that Reno 911. It just reminded me of one of those episodes.
Mhm.
This was good
Yes.
in that level.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about Mikey makes comedy though, making her do such a good Drew Barrymore, it reminded me of that. And then RuPaul mentioned it himself. So I don't know if every time I
Mm-hmm.
see Mikey Mix doing comedy, I'm going to think of Drew Barrymore, which is, a great thing to be able to channel. But it did remind me of, a little more of what we saw in that previous challenge.
Hmm. And did you see that Mikey was on the Drew Barrymore show?
Yes, I saw that. Yes. That
And
was really
the way
good.
how
That was
she
really
was being
good.
interviewed, yeah, the way how she was being interviewed, it was given she is the winner. Because mind you,
Oh,
that's like a
absolutely.
national TV show where they only bring out the stars.
Yes, that gave pretty much spoilers.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? She did really good. One of my favorite part was when RuPaul was like, "What type of car is this?" And she was like, "Oh, it's a Toyota Coma." And RuPaul was like, "Coma." And she was like, "That was really funny." Okay, so next up we had the Karen who missed her flight, played by Jane Don't. I feel like Jane had so much potential, and she was not listening to RuPaul, like, and she was not volleying back and forth, and I was a little bit disappointed. And I was like, "Oh, damn, Jane, you fucked up."
Yes, she really did. I was not impressed. It seems like she brought a character ready and she stayed in that character. And this is not what improv is about. She was not mentoring properly with RuPaul, and that really killed the scene.
Yeah, it really killed her. Even when RuPaul was like, "Oh, girl, you're 250 pounds," or whatever it was, I was like, "Jane, this is a good opportunity to be like, girl, 250 pounds. I'll let you know, I am 249.8 pounds." Like, even those
Okay.
could have been really funny.
Exactly. It was a line that was being fed to her, was given on a silver platter, and she did not munch on it at all.
Yeah. Hmm. So next up we had the HOA Karen, which was by Nini Coco. And I felt like she came in so hot. Like she came in like on 10 already. It didn't give much levels for her to like go high and low, which I think that's one of the critiques the judges have, and I agree with them. But I think she was one of the most accurate and most angry Karens that we would see. So I was like, okay, I
Yes.
give you your kudos.
Yes, absolutely. She brought in the right energy. Similarly, how I would have done it, maybe if that was my opportunity. I do feel, and as a viewer, this was the fifth Karen. Um, it was a little tired by that point. Yes, Karen come in all shapes and forms, but I feel that um it kind of set her up in a way where we were tired of seeing this Karen. So I don't know if that influenced in our opinion of the skit at all. But she came in with the right energy, but I don't think it was maintained throughout. I do understand the highs and the lows, but if she would have stayed up there, um, I feel that it would have turned out better. And I don't know, maybe RuPaul was tired too. RuPaul wasn't giving much himself, I feel.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. It was just too much, but she did it. Out of all of these Karens, who do you think had the best Karen in your opinion?
Um, it was juicy right off the bat. It was the best. It had me laughing the whole time. Um, I saw it and immediately, after seeing her skit without seeing anybody else, I saw this is the winner. This better win. This was great, and it was also time to see Juicy shine in a different light.
Mm-hmm. I think my best one, it has to be Park and Spot Karen. Mikey really like did it for me. Um and again, because I relate to it so much and being a driver and knowing that parking struggle, not parking struggle, but like
That's the
knowing
traffic.
the traffic.
Traffic
Yeah,
stop.
that's what I meant. The traffic stop and being in the car and trying to get out of tickets, which I've had to try to do twice, which I just pretended to be super gay. And then I didn't have to like do much after. But it was definitely, she was the best. Out of all those Karens, which one do you think you would have wanted to do?
I would probably be a really good. Um, this is a good question. Prob- Probably the HOA Karen.
Okay.
Yes, I will bring the frustration that I could possibly get from an HOA itself into the character and just make it extra annoying and extra demanding and Karen-y. Yeah.
Okay, work. Because I'm a driver, I would want the parking spot Karen or the traffic Karen, because I've been in those moments. Yeah,
And is this where your Karen comes out?
it does. Like if you see me driving, oh, now I look like a sad dog.
I know I could have not done well with the shoplifting Karen because the minute they tell me this footage about me, my first question would be, how do I look in it? So I would have admitted to the crime right there and
And so now that
there.
we've seen their little acting challenge, let's jump into the runway. Choo, 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 choo. So, do your little Vogue.
A little hand
So, first up,
performance.
we see RuPaul walking down the runway. I really wanted to like this look. Like, I love the colors, but I don't know. It wasn't hitting it for me this week. What do you think?
I agree. I was a bit underwhelmed. It feels like we've seen multiple outfits being made with the same fabric. Is this what's going on? It felt too familiar, but not in a good way. And also,
Uh
this
huh.
this this reminded me of something else too that I can think of right now. But it's not the best I've seen Mama Ru look, I would say.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe if it didn't have the sleeves on it, it would have like served a little better. But yeah, I don't like it. Um, what did you think of Michelle's look?
Michelle's look. Michelle, listen, she's looking better and better. She's taking that substance, she's doing it, she looks great. There's not a look from Michelle lately that I dislike. She looks absolutely fantastic.
Work, yeah. I think she looked good as well. I love the color on her. I was like, you know what, go off, Michelle. And then next up we have Miss T.S. Madison. I was like, she was looking cute in this little jumpsuit. It was shiny, and T.S. always looked good, so she worked. What do you think?
He does. Yes, this was a great outfit. I loved it as well. She looked really good. That's my girl.
All right. Oh, we almost forgot the special guest judge. Her name was Julianne Nicholson. I don't know who she was. Her outfit looked ugly. It looked very
Same.
simple and bland. So I was like, okay, next.
It's okay. Yeah, same. I don't know her, so I don't want to be here acting excited. Um,
Right?
I don't even know who she is.
Right. So this week on the runway, the category is from wholesome to fulsome, which explains our look.
It finally makes sense now.
Right? So, first up on the runway, we saw Miss Juicy Love Dion. I want to say yes, I loved her look. I love that she took her time on the runway. And then even after she took off her reveal, I really enjoy that reveal. I kind of wish she had took off that wig as well and had a kitty cat wig on. That would have just
Okay,
like elevated even more for me. And
I
for
hear
me,
you.
she gets a boosty yay.
Absolutely. This is a bustier for me as well. This is a great look. Both looks are good. Usually with reveals, we get a good one and one that it just looks like it's about to be revealed into something else. But these both look good. There's a theme, there's cohesion, and I feel it's something different from Juicy. Juicy always looks fantastic, but this is
Mm-hmm.
great in a different direction. I really liked it too. Bustier.
Yeah, go off. And then next up on the runway, we have Darlene Mitchell. What did you think of this look?
Darlene Mitchell. Let me tell you, if something I've learned about Darlene is that we're not necessarily going to get high fashion, but we're going to get high concept. And I am in love with this concept.
Okay.
This is true to the theme. This is inspiration for my outfit today. And I don't know, should we get into it?
We should get into
Or do
it.
we let the kids go research?
No, explain it. Explain what does her outfit mean?
Well, don't mind me if I do. So she it's wearing an outfit that is inspired by the hanky code. The hanky code has different colors to represent different activities, and she chose yellow. I think most people can figure out what yellow means, but please feel free to go Google what the hanky code is so you can know what the yellow and the white means.
Okay, I will believe that. Um, but yeah, I didn't really like her look. I thought it was trashy. I get there was a concept to it. But overall, I didn't like it. I feel like she was also going for like a Freddie Mercury look because this is what it kind of like reminded me of. But it was
Okay,
a boosty nay. What were you gonna say?
yeah. It's a bustier for me. This is when she revealed. This is what everybody, well, all of us at Folsom look like. So I just felt that it was right on the dot. It's highly conceptual. It's exactly what the theme of the runway is. So it's a bustier for me.
Okay, work. Next up we have Miss Mikey Meeks. I love the look. I love like the concept. I love how she sold it to us, and I feel like overall I understood it. I got it, and it kind of like it volleyed. Like she was in this red look, and then she got pricked, and then became this rose that had like a prickly thing in the hair. I loved it head to toe.
Yes.
For me, it was a boosty yay.
Busti-AE for me as well. This was really good. She looks good in it. This is also close to her aesthetic, I would say.
Hmm.
And it goes with the theme. I knew exactly what she was trying to represent when she came out in this red. So Busti-AE, good job.
Work, work. Next up on the runway, we have Miss Jane Zonzoe. Miss Jane
Don't do a
Jones.
little girl.
You know, don't do it, little girl. Shout out to Luscious. So I don't know. I like the idea of it. There was a part where she was coming out where she tripped and the camera cut away, but I saw it right at the beginning.
Okay, you cut that.
Um, and when she took off the like her little robe cloak, it looked. I liked the concept, but there was something about it. Her body proportions looked off. I felt like her
They
shoulders
were
were
off.
too big. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you need to have bigger hair that's hiding your man shoulders.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I don't know what to give it. I'm gonna give it a
I
bustier because the colors they look elevated, but it's a soft bustier. What do you think?
Okay, so Busti, I hear you. I agree with the assessment that he looked off. My first reaction is that I've never seen big titties on Jane Doe, at least like this big. So something was missing. Maybe a bigger butt to go with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the hair either. I'm no expert, but visually, um, it looked good, but it was missing something. Also, the reveal is exactly what I was mentioning before. It just looked like something meant to be removed. I do enjoy when
Mm-hmm.
both stages of the look are a look. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is Abu Sime.
Okay, work. And oh, she is a necklace repeater. Because was it you that sent me that thing of her with that necklace like 4 different times?
Immediately after
uh,
watching the episode, I saw this post by this website that I really love, all about RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's her wearing red, wearing the same necklace 4 times. And it was saying that RuPaul probably had enough of it and sent her packing. So let's say that's what happens. But I would have never noticed, of course, this was the same necklace, but this page definitely clocked it, and I couldn't help but send it to you because it was so funny.
uh-huh. And last up on the runway, we have Nini Coco. Um, Honestly, I didn't like it. I got the concept of the Statue of Liberty before it was actually green, it was bronze.
Hmm.
But like after when she took it off, I was like, ooh, girl. Like I need a little bit more. Like I need you to elevate
Okay.
it. Like for me, it was a bustier.
Okay. Okay, I like the New York of it all. Of course, New York is the city that has shown me most of this community and these things that are being represented in this episode. I do agree when she took the reveal off, it looked like a regular brunch queen outfit, for Sunday morning. It was good, looks good on her. It was a nice color, but I don't know how much of it was in theme. It was lacking a little bit as well. It's not a bad look. I just think that, I was not gagging. So it's a
Yeah.
busty meh. I don't want to give musty name busty names today, but it was pretty meh.
Yeah. Out of all of the girls, who do you think had the best runway and concept overall?
I have to say Darlene. Darlene was the one that I knew
Okay.
exactly what it was talking about. I enjoyed it and it was familiar. It was the most on theme, I would say.
Okay, work. I really enjoyed Mikey's runway because I love the overall presentation. I love the reveal to like what was underneath, what was over it, and also because my legal last name is Rose, so I'm a little bit biased there. But I really enjoyed hers. Um, Now who had the worst look on the runway?
Keeping in mind that none of these looks were really horrible, my least favorite was probably Jane Done's.
Hmm. Okay. My least favorite was Nini Coco. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like I didn't like it. I just don't. I don't think I like Nini Coco, but I didn't like her.
Drag her. Wow.
Yeah. um. So we see that Nini and Jane are the bottom two, but then we also saw before that Mikey Meeks win the challenge, and this is her third win. Now, do you think Mikey should have won that challenge? Do you agree? Oh, she said water break.
I was really thirsty. What was the question again?
I said, do you think Mikey Meeks should have won the challenge? Do you
Sure.
agree?
Sure.
Who do you think should have won?
Juicy. Yes, juicy,
Okay, I can see that.
100%.
I can see that. Okay, I give that to you. Work. Um, so we see the girls are lip singing. And I'm not gonna lie. I think they both did really good, and I think if there was supposed to be a double Shantae, it should be this one because I think both of them were equally bringing it. And yes, Nini's more of a dancer, and Jane Doan wasn't, but I feel like Jane Doan was keeping up, right? What did you think?
I don't agree. This is this is such a good song. You guys even mentioned last episode that the songs have not been necessarily great this season. So this is a great choice. This is possibly the best song from that Lady Gaga album. This was, my last summer's jam. Um, I was excited to see this song being played, so I wanted a lip sync that was up to that level, and I feel the Nini was the only one that kind of did it for me. Jane Doan, love this
Okay.
queen, but I don't think she had the right energy for this song. This song required, the passion, but yes, the one to step, and Nini had it.
Yeah, and I think Jane Doe. She probably felt a little bit defeated because she was such on a long high horse that she literally got knocked off, and she didn't know how to
Yes,
get back up.
yes,
Yeah,
that energy was definitely put on the stage.
yeah, and so we see that the person who's staying to slay another day is Miss Nini Coco, and
Nini
unfortunately,
Coco,
Jane Doe had to. Mm-hmm. And Jane Doe had to sashay away.
yes, this was shocking for
Mm.
sure. We're starting to
Yeah,
learn that maybe track record don't mean anything if
it
producers don't
doesn't.
like the queen enough.
But I think it's RuPaul because look at Darlene. Both weeks, well, not this week or the other week before, but when Darlene won and this week, Darlene didn't execute the challenge to its prompt, but she made RuPaul laugh and she made RuPaul giggling and crackle, and RuPaul loves that. So if RuPaul don't love you
Yes.
and find you entertaining, she gonna send you packing. Yeah. So this is the question.
Yeah, it
Now
seems
we're
like
getting
it.
down to the wire. Now that we're getting down to the wire, who do you think is winning RuPaul's Drag Race season 18?
Oh, wow. Given that who I lately thought was going to take the crown just went home, which is Jane
Mm.
Doan. You want me to answer who I want to win or who I think is going to be crowned?
Who you want to win?
Okay, I would love to see Juicy.
Okay, work.
Yes, Juicy Love
Um,
Dion.
a- and I want Mikey Meeks to win because Mikey Meeks has showed me she could dance, she could act, she could sing, she could sew, she can. run from RuPaul, and she can be hilarious and funny. So Mikey Meeks is my winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18.
Work.
So yeah, so that was our review of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18, episode 13. And I want to thank my special guest Macuto. But Macuto, what have you been up to? Because I know that now you are a well, I don't know full time, but you are a DJ out in these streets and these neighborhoods at these parties. Tell us, where can we find you?
Please, please, please follow my emerging DJ journey on Instagram at Macuto Papi. You go on my links, the link on the profile, you will see my mixes, you will see where I'm gonna be playing next, and just follow me, hang out, come hang out with me, give me a follow, keep up with me, watch me become world-renowned DJ in the future months to come. So I am excited to share that journey with you guys. It's only getting started, but it's going well, and I am proud to make you part of it.
Oh, work. Do you have any shows coming up soon, or any sets that you're playing?
I don't. I recently started co-hosting a house party called Perreum. And we're gonna have another um session of that coming up soon. So follow up on Instagram and I'll let you know when the next one is. Or, you can
All right.
find me in the next open decks in the city, come hang out, meet other DJs. Always share about those. This is a great opportunity to not only get better at this thing I'm learning, but just be part of the community. DJs are really cool people. So just come hang out.
All right, nice. And yeah, definitely keep inviting me and Christian, because we're gonna come. And we come when we can. But girl, I'll be tired. I'll be wanting to go to bed.
I hear it.
But definitely keep inviting us, and we will definitely come out. And you guys could also find me at DetoxxBusti_AE. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, maybe OnlyFans. Because now I think I may need to put out some content.
Coming soon,
Oh,
nine ninety nine.
oh, it's gonna be $11.99.
Good. Know your value
All right.
and your worth.
All right. Thank you, everyone. You got to give a little bit of a vogue to get out to, for our outro. So vogue, 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 cat, boom. All right.